You probably have hundreds of contacts in your phone. You might have thousands of followers online, but your brain has a strict biological limit on the number of people you can actually know. That number is exactly 150. We treat our social lives like a cloud server with infinite storage, but your brain is physical hardware. It has a maximum processing capacity for human connection, and no amount of scrolling or networking can upgrade it. In the early 1990s, British anthropologist Robin Dunbar noticed a pattern in primate biology. He found a direct mathematical link between the physical size of a primate's brain and the size of the social group it lived in. The resulting limit, what we now call the Dunbar number, is a strict neurobiological ceiling. 150 is the absolute maximum number of people you can maintain a stable, meaningful relationship with. Primates maintain their social bonds through physical contact. To keep their group cohesive, they spend hours picking through each other's fur. It requires immense focus to track who groomed who is related to who, and who owes a favor. Dunbar measured the neocortex, the outer layer of the brain responsible for conscious thought and language. By mapping the ratio of neocortex size to group size in primates, he could calculate the exact social capacity for human beings. Keeping track of a person's history, personality, and relationship to everyone else in a group requires massive computational power. Your social life is entirely constrained by your neural hardware. Long before we had the internet, human history was already conforming to Dunbar's math. For thousands of years, early hunter-gatherer societies naturally capped their tribes at around 150 members. This historical record, a page from the 11th century Domesday, shows the geographic layout and population data for early English settlements. Countless villages from this era hovered right around that exact 150-person mark. We see the exact same behavior in modern intentional communities, like the Hutterites or the Amish. When a settlement grows past 150 people, they intentionally divide it and build a new daughter colony. Whenever a human group exceeds that threshold, the cognitive glue fails. The brain simply cannot process the complex web of social dynamics needed to maintain cohesion, and the group fractures. These 150 relationships operate as concentric rings of decreasing intimacy. Outer rings require less maintenance, like an affinity group of 50 and 15 good friends. At the very center is your support clique, exactly 5 individuals whose absence leaves a massive void. Getting into that center ring requires a heavy investment. Research by communication scholar Jeffrey Hall shows it takes over 200 hours of shared, non-working leisure time to forge a best friendship. It is a slow, deliberate process of building trust. Because your time and your brain are both finite, these circles operate as a zero-sum game. Your brain acts as a strict bouncer. If a new person requires the intense cognitive load of the inner circle, an older friend is pushed to a wider ring. Deep friendship operates in a highly exclusive economy. Time and cognitive space are finite currencies, and you only have so much to spend. Social media platforms completely ignore this biology. They force hundreds of superficial connections into your brain's limited social lobby, immediately overwhelming your hardware. Your brain attempts to process these passive digital updates, a vacation photo, a job announcement, as if they were vocal grooming from a real tribe member. The result is total cognitive overload. This creates a dangerous feedback loop known as the comparison trap. You process curated data from hundreds of acquaintances, triggering the acute biological stress of feeling left out of a village that doesn't actually exist. Digital exhaustion is the inevitable no-function of a Stone Age brain trying to survive digital software. Friendships often starve to death simply because the brain runs out of social bandwidth. Shedding casual acquaintances is an act of necessary cognitive triage. Having 3 deep, time-rich friendships will always provide more biological and emotional stability than maintaining 50 casual digital acquaintances. Stop spreading your energy across hundreds of hollow avatars. Embrace the limits of your biology and fiercely protect your core 5.